Excel 2007, conditional formatting so that each row shows low values yellow, high values red. I have a spreadsheet with approximate 300 rows. Each row has about 15 columns, and each cell contains a numeric value. Each row corresponds to a product. I want to get Excel, for each product, to highlight the cells with the highest numbers in red and the lowest numbers in yellow, with a gradient for numbers in between. This is what happens if I select a row, specifically, the 15 cells in the row which contain my data, and then click conditional formatting is greater than color scales is greater than red-yellow color scale. However, I have 300 rows and it will take too long to select each row individually and set the conditional formatting. On the other hand, if I select the entire range and apply conditional formatting, Excel calculates the colors based on the entire range, when in fact I want them calculated on a row-by-row basis. For example, take this sample data. The output I want, using Y for yellow, O for orange, R for red, is. However, if I select the entire range and apply conditional formatting, I get. Is there a way of accomplishing this without doing it one row at a time?
Here's a macro that creates a conditional format for each row in your selection. It does this by copying the format of the first row to each row in the selection, one by one, not all together. Replace B1, P1 with the reference to the first row in your data table. To use, highlight the UN formatted rows in your dataset, in my case, B2, P300, and then run the macro. In the example below, note that the max numbers in the first two rows are 5 and 15, respectively. Both cells are dark red. I'm sure there's a faster solution than this, though.
Just found this and other examples of how to do this via VBA, and it got me thinking, and I figured out a relatively quick and painless way of doing the same thing without having to know or copy any script. Apply the desired conditional formatting to whatever row you want and then highlight the entire row. Next, right-click anywhere along the border, mouse should be the move icon, and drag down to the next row. In the context menu that pops up, select Copy Here as Formats Only. Now you should have your conditional format applied to both rows separately. Then continue to do this recursively, except that now you can select and copy 2 or more rows at a time. It's not a one-shot deal like the above code, but it is exponentially faster than doing one line at a time. Hope this helps.
The easiest way to accomplish this is with copy-paste incrementally. First, format one row the way you want it. Then copy and paste the formatting only to a second row. Now copy both rows 1 and 2 and paste the formatting to rows 3 and 4. Rinse and repeat, copy 4, paste 4, copy 8, paste 8, copy 16, paste 16. Once you've got a decent amount like 16, paste it a few times to get up to 64 or 128. Then you can copy these and paste their formatting, and you're exponentially covering more territory than before. It's not elegant, and in my experience the resources required to conditionally format each row start to get maxed out around 2,500 rows, but it's get the job done. I just wish there were logic that didn't create a separate conditional format for every single row, hogging resources.
You can also apply the condition formatting to one row. Highlight the row again and double-click on Format Painter to lock it. Use arrow down key to apply the condition down to other rows. For my company usually blocks macro in Excel, so this works for me. Hope it helps you too.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.